Why not?
So I've several times on this channel talked about bootlicking, buck dancing, sellout ass black MAGAs. And what I've pointed out most of the time is how predictable their stance on everything is. If it's a cop versus a black person, take the cop side. If it's a white person versus a black person, take the white person's side. If it is a crowd of white people versus one black football player, take the crowd of white people's side. I mean, they look at every instance from the lens of how can I criticize the person of color, specifically the black person, in every single scenario. That is what they do. And sometimes it's so bad that they are bootlicking and selling out to a crowd that doesn't even want them to sell out on this certain scenario. Like, we all saw the video of the South Carolina football players running through the tunnel. We saw the video of the Texas State Trooper deliberately walking through them, putting his elbows out so that he could assault them. We saw that. We saw him turn around after that happened and started yelling at them. The entire country came to the collective decision that that state trooper was in the wrong. The entire country came to the collective decision that Texas football, sending him home for the day and hopefully at some point firing him, is the right thing to do. Didn't we? Didn't we all come to that collective decision? And come to find out, if you look back at that video, you will see, as you can in this picture, that that trooper was way away from that tunnel. So anyone trying to tell the story that, oh, he was going in there to check up on the athletes or to make sure they weren't messing around, that's bullshit. There were several other troopers right there, right near that tunnel, that didn't make a move toward that tunnel at all. But again, most of us, like 99.9% of this country, came to the conclusion that that trooper was in the wrong. Everyone looked at that video and thought, what the hell is he doing? Why is he in that tunnel? Why is he walking so aggressively toward those athletes? And why in the hell is he sticking his elbow out and trying to hit them? Right? We all came to that conclusion. Except for one bootlicking, buck dancing, sellout ass black MAGA. And if you know me, you know who I'm talking about. Officer Tatum, or the former officer, or whatever the hell he used to be. That guy watched the video and he found a way to blame the black athletes. He found a way to try to put it on them and basically say that they're soft, and when he was playing football, that would have even been nothing. This is nothing but a nothing burger. This ain't even no big deal. Like, listen, watch him talk about this video and watch how he stops it before the actual assault happens. And then I'm just going to tell you, the reason I say they do this sometimes when even their supporters don't want to see it, everyone is in his comments like, nah, bro, you're wrong on this one. You're wrong. But seriously, watch him watch this video.
I bet you, I mean, back when I played ball, this would have never even made the news. Nobody would have really cared.
Dude played football like 20 years ago. Back when I played ball, nobody would have even cared. How do you know? Was there ever an incident where a state trooper assaulted football players during the football game? How do you know no one would have cared? I'm sure their parents would have cared. I'm sure their coaches would have cared. It seems like people in the stands cared. The rest of us cared. We all would have cared 20 years ago because this was bullshit. But go ahead. Keep burying yourself like you always do.
Sox play it conservatively here. Sellers flipping it across the middle for a first down. Harbor's got great speed. The track star is free. Inside the 30. Inside the 10. Into the end zone. Touchdown, South Carolina. Nick Harbor holding his leg, and he continues into the tunnel after he outruns defenders for an 80-yard touchdown to make it 26-3.
Time out. Pause it. The trooper it wasn't the bumping that was even the issue. People that didn't understand when this happened during the game, they think that the players were coming out, and I thought it at first, that the players were coming out at halftime, which means that the trooper is trying to go in while they're coming out, which would be incredibly bizarre to do. And he bumps into him and he gets mad at him. That's not what happened. They celebrated in the tunnel. The state troopers telling them to get out of the tunnel. If you watch it, it's not about the bumping part. The trooper is not mad at him because they bumped into him. Because if you watch it, the trooper actually bumped into the guy on the left. But what he was doing was yelling at them to get out of the tunnel because they shouldn't have been celebrating in the tunnel, which is probably what he perceived. Should the deputy have done, the trooper have done that? It's a little excessive, right? But all he was doing, probably mad at them winning the game. He's A&M, and this guy's in the tunnel celebrating. Now he had to go in there and tell him to get out of the tunnel. So he intentionally, in my opinion, bumped into him and said, get out the tunnel. It wasn't that he was going somewhere and they inadvertently bumped into each other and then he's cussing at the kid. That's not what happened. Now you can be mad at the trooper for doing that. I understand it's football. I understand you in the state of Texas. I understand the Aggies the culture there, they ain't playing with you. That's how I see it. And it's a nothing burger. It's football, it's Aggie land, and you whooping them. And the person that's working the game bumps into you.
Notice how he didn't even play the part where the trooper bumps into the kid. He's like, yeah, he's just going in there to tell him, get out of the tunnel. No, he wasn't. As you can see in this video, not only are the athletes trying to split themselves a bit to get out of his way, but you see the trooper put his elbows out so he could hit them. He didn't try to turn sideways and slide through him or anything like that. He put his elbow out just to hit them. And he wasn't yelling a damn thing when he was walking toward them. He was just trying to get through them and bully them. And then he wasn't yelling, get out of the tunnel. He was yelling because they bumped him. Tatum just made all that shit up and then did not even show the video. He did that on purpose because he didn't want you to be able to dispute his narrative in real time. That's why he said timeout, timeout, timeout before the actual assault happened. And then he's like, this is just football. I understand that's football. That's not football. That was not a part of the game. In no game of football do you expect a state trooper to fucking elbow you. Dude, you're bootlicking for no reason. Everybody agreed that state trooper was in the wrong. But you know what? Tatum was probably sitting around. He's like, damn, my views are low. I need to take a stance on something. Oh, what? Black guy runs into a white state trooper? I'm on it. And then he comes with this shitty ass take. And when I tell you, there are multiple people in his comments that are saying exactly this. Dude, I usually agree with you a lot, but you're off on this one. Bro, this is why you've been losing credibility, because you do shit like this. Dude, I listen to you all the time. I always agree with you. But bro, you're trying too hard. Oh, come on, Tatum. What are you doing, bro? Obviously, it was the state trooper's fault. I can't believe there are actually people out there who are saying, I typically agree with you, but this is why you're starting to lose credibility. But that dude never had credibility. I don't know how you ever agree with him. If you go back and watch his videos, 80% of them are him taking garbage ass takes against black people. 80%. The other 20% of the time, when he tries to bring up other things, he gets zero engagement. He gets all of his engagement when he's criticizing the black community. And he knows that, and that is why he does that. This dude has decided selling out his people, criticizing his people, hating on people who look like his mom, his dad, his uncle, aunt, sisters, and brothers. Hating on them is worth the paycheck. That is what he has decided. And this is why I fucking hate these people. Because the irreparable damage that they do to the black community, when you have black kids out there who are looking for role models, and you have this guy with over 2-3 million subscribers between YouTube and Instagram constantly telling you that people who look like you are always wrong. Even when you're watching something and you know we're not wrong, you see this guy telling you, nah, it's your black skin. You're wrong because you're black. That's why I fucking hate this guy, and I hope the worst for him. And this guy has said several times, he's made at least 2 videos about me and dedicated 30, 45-minute videos on me and said to me, I will debate you. And I said, I'll debate you on your show. I'll debate you in front of your guests. And he said, I'll do that. And then doesn't return my text. doesn't return any of my DMs because he's afraid, because he knows I will drag his ass. And this is not me bragging. This is just me knowing that intellectually, this guy cannot freaking stay in a room with me because he's an idiot who knows that he gets all of his engagement, all of his views off of being a buck dancing, bootlicking, sellout ass black MAGA. Hey, if you haven't yet, please subscribe to the page. We're almost at 200,000 subscribers. And as always, I really do appreciate you guys. I hate to end it like I'm pissed off, but I'm really not. But it does piss me off a little bit to see these black MAGAs do this to the black community. It just does, because you could have easily said this was the state trooper's fault. Easily could have said that. Everyone would have agreed. But instead, you took the take that typically gets you the payment, because you know you got to sell out for these white racists every single day, or they're going to cancel you. They're going to kick you out of the little bit of a circle that you're in if you don't do exactly what you're doing. And that's why I hate this dude. Period.
Don't want no enemies or ops. Envy in their heart, I tell them stop. Vacation on the yacht.